So, if the news reports are to be believed, Arnab Dada has been arrested by the Bombay police. I don't know much about the details, I don't care much for them either. All I know is from a very fragmented, brief reading of the whole thing that I've read is that Arnab has been arrested in a 2018 case of abetment of suicide. And of course, everyone else will give you all the details in the world about what Dada was wearing, what he was saying, why he was arrested, and whatnot. I am going to focus on one aspect which I deal with on a daily basis as a defense counsel. And that aspect is, how could he have saved himself from getting arrested in a 2-year-old matter of abetment of suicide? A lot of clients, when they are facing a criminal case, come to me and say कि जी पुलिस वाले के साथ सेटिंग कर ली है, nothing needs to be done, he has promised that he will not arrest anymore. The difficulty I have to explain to them is that if you are seeking the benevolence of the police officer, the investigating officer in your case, and you think that he is so nice, or you think that you paying him off, his greed will be satiated, you are in for a mistake. What's going to happen instead is that one reason or the other, either the same person can come back and say that upar se pressure hai, that is why we had to arrest, or the investigating officer changes, as they do every few months anyways, and then the next one comes, demands money, or maybe there is some pressure from somewhere else, and again they will end up at your door to arrest you, even in a case which was registered, perhaps false, perhaps true, but was registered perhaps 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years ago. What are you supposed to do? The only answer ever that we can ever have is the protection from the courts of law, which is to go to the court and seek anticipatory bail from the concerned sessions court. The reason why I have emphasized on multiple occasions in multiple videos, and I have to harp again and again and again, and I have to again tell this to clients who see some of my YouTube videos and come to me and say, I saw this video, what am I supposed to do? I tell them, for God's sake, do not put your faith, do not put the reins of your destiny in the hands of the police officer. Because if you do, this is precisely what's going to happen. You will end up like Dada. In the middle of the night, the cops come and they arrest you. If they have a grouse against you, if someone in the government has a grouse against you, whatever, anybody has any sort of a grievance against you, if the right kind of people are called up or the right kind of motivations are given to the police, they will come and arrest you. Now, in this particular situation also, another issue that arises is that a lot of times you go to court, you say, I want anticipatory bail, and the police says, well, we don't plan to arrest this person at all anyways. So why does the court need to give him anticipatory bail? And this is the kind of catch-22 situation. When you go to court, you say, I want anticipatory bail. The police say, we have no plans of arresting right now, so this bail application should be dismissed. Now, the moment that bail application is dismissed, they can at any time they want to, and they usually do, appear at your house and arrest you, or they call you to the police station. When you appear, they will arrest you. So the way you deal with it is, when you go to the judge, you say, I want bail. They say, we don't have any plans of arresting. Though you get the order from the judge saying that in case they do wish to arrest, they will give you a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 10 day notice of an intention to arrest before they actually come and arrest you. And in the meanwhile, if they do after that give you that notice that they want to arrest you, you can again approach the sessions court again for an anticipatory bail. This is precisely what happened today in a matter of mine, where the accused person sought and was granted a 1 day notice period by the learned judge. Now, when the client calls me up and asks me, was this anticipatory bail application allowed or was it rejected, I could not really explain properly, and I had to just give the answer. It was disposed of with the terms that 1 day intention of arrest notice will be given. The client again asks, I don't understand, does this mean it is allowed or does this mean it is rejected? I again said that it is the middle ground, that is, neither has it been allowed, neither has it been rejected. It has been disposed of as being preliminary. Anyways, these are not things which really matter to the situation, yet these are things which you need to be careful about when you're applying for anticipatory bail, and that is why I mentioned these things as an extension to the Arnab situation. Even if the police say we do not wish to arrest you, it is always beneficial to go and apply for anticipatory bail, because if the police wants, because these are all cognizable non-bailable offenses, whenever it fancies the supreme entity that is called the state police, in this particular case it was the Maharashtra police, they can come and pick you up. Now there is one other caveat. Sometimes what happens is, and I have talked about it in other occasions, but because we are talking about anticipatory bail, I must bring it to your attention again, which is that if you are applying for anticipatory bail, sometimes, just sometimes, maybe say 1 out of 20 situations, what happens is that the police genuinely had no intention of arraigning you as an accused person. Yet, if you apply for anticipatory bail, there has been no cop who has ever filed a status report and said, we do not consider this person as an accused person, that is why anticipatory bail should be allowed, or we have no problem if the bail should be allowed. The answer that always comes from the police is, Janab, in custodial interrogation ki zarurat hai, recovery karni hai. And I dance because this is one thing that I see every single day in all status reports / replies / action taken reports in the anticipatory bail applications filed by any person. So 1 in 20 chance you might have overdone it by applying for anticipatory bail. Again, then it becomes a case-to-case basis situation. Yet as a matter of prudence, I say it is better to be an accused person who at least is guaranteed his liberty and can always go for quashing discharge or an acquittal at a later stage, rather than being at the whim and fancy of the supreme entity, which is the police force. And you know, again, like we've mentioned before, as the news reports say, you do not want to end up like Arnab Dada, and that is the reason why these are things you should be very, very careful about whenever you are facing any situation where you might be an accused person, or even if you are a complainant. These are things that you should know that the opponent has to consider.